Alright, you guys just simply know this series by now, there's no explaining needed to do. We are back with once again another episode of the most wanted updates in the War Tycoon community, where I'll be going for the top suggestions. So let me just jump right into it. If you guys would like to see another episode, let's just smash something like 400 or 500 likes on this video. I would very much appreciate it. Anyway, here we are. I'm actually going to be going for the latest suggestions today, for the very interesting fact that I think there are more of the suggestions that are going to be important as of now, rather than ones that are kind of outdated, I'm actually gonna be honest. So anyway, the first suggestion right here is at Yak 141 with Veto. Task: spend 300 parts on spawning planes. The weapons is 6 simple rockets, 4 missile, ground, air, 2 and 2 bombs for in a 25mm Gatling gun. Speed 250 to 280. In Veto it will be 50 miles per hour. It's going to be 2 bars out of speed, 3 out of health, and 3 out of firepower, and it can sit at least 2 people. Gotta say, I really like the idea of this. It's one of those more unique planes that we haven't really had a Veto plane in quite a long time. I believe the last one was the V20 to Osprey. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, this is definitely a thumbs up from me. Anyway, the next suggestion of this here is we all hate night combat, right? So add the flare scope into your weapons, make it for 50k to not too bad. You can add a 2x flare scope to help see night signatures. Let's get this into the top suggestions to become a part of the game. Once again, a really good suggestion. We haven't really had any attachment updates recently except for the attachment that came in for the FAL Heavy, so once again this is definitely going to be getting a plus from me. Next one up here is revert the impact grenade nerf. There was actually no nerf that has happened to the impact grenade. It wasn't really told in the update log or anything like that whatsoever, and the impact grenade as of now, it just currently has a few bugs going on, and that's about it, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, let's just move into the next one. Add the just 39 grip, and now I don't know what this suggestion even means. You know what, I'm not even gonna like this because I have absolutely no idea what it means. Like, why would they want to have it added straight away? Like, weird suggestion, I gotta say that. Anyway, add better anti-cheat. I have seen 3 crackers in one day alone. English isn't the best. Yeah, I mean, the anti-cheat problem isn't actually War Tycoon's side, it's more on Roblox's side, and if Roblox doesn't cooperate this well with them, it's just impossible, you know what I mean? It just kind of sucks. Anyway, the next suggestion over here, it lets customers our planes more. For example, we can add a country flag and logos to the wings of our plane. Yes, I would love to see this, and I really do think that there will be some kind of filters for it, for the reason that some countries would simply not be able to actually be on top of here, and that is totally understandable. But even adding some kind of faction I guess faction flags will be really cool as well, that we create for ourselves. But again, the developers would have to have pretty good filters for making sure that nothing is going to be inappropriate. Anyway, definitely a good suggestion. Make the M1 Garand scope look like this, cause he is useless. You mean it is useless? Yeah, I mean the scope that we have for the M1 Garand, it's actually really bad. I really hope to have some changes. Anyway, set an alarm when someone enters the zone vault. I mean, that would be pretty good, but I think it would be too much effort to actually put into such a small feature. I think the best way to actually make this super better and just overall balance is just to be able to lock the zone vault doors if we do have a choice for it, or even add lockable doors for a lot of vehicles so many people can't just enter randomly as well. I think it would be a really cool quality of life change, and it would avoid from people actually getting on top of your vehicle, which is heavily unrealistic most of the time. Anyway, the next suggestions which we have over here is going to be fix the A10 by 1, giving it locking bombs that are weaker than the F117, make the gun a lot stronger when you fire rapidly, lose speed just like real life because of the sheer recoil of the gun. 3, make it stronger. I don't know what it means by make it stronger, I guess it means adding more health. Yes, I think that will be really cool. People do want to have the A10 so much more in action, and I gotta say, I really do love the A10 myself, but first of all, I don't think the main gun of it should be buffed, because it's by far right now the strongest gun in the game if some people haven't noticed. But yes, I think giving it some extra bumps would definitely be cool, because the A10 is by far one of the most actually underrated vehicles in the game by the developers itself. Anyway, the next suggestion over here is revamp the drones, add a scout drone that is fast and is infiltrated vision, kamikaze drone, we also have ourselves a rocket drone with unguided rockets about 10, bomber drone, add for the pay to win mix of all but the napalm or guided bombs, please outvote so the drones won't be useless. Yes, I really do hope that there will be some kind of update to the drones. Right now they would have to add like a different area inside the base to actually make the drones a lot better, and I don't know how they would go ahead and take off. I think the best way for some of these much more bigger and more powerful drones, the best way for them to go ahead and take off would probably be through the plains area, but other than this, I don't really have as much of a good idea for it, unless we're going to be just able to spawn them right away in the sky, much like the B-29 or the B-2. We're really gonna have to see what they do, but once again, one of my other favorite suggestions. By the way, this is one of my favorite suggestions as well, because someone has definitely watched my video about the second coaxial machine gun and the CRV not being functional. They want this 50 cal to, they want this to be able to kind of fire just the same time as the 50 cal. I am really excited about this, and I really hope the developers do take this into consideration. It is a bit of a design flaw because it seems to just not be working inside the game. I really hope that we will be able to actually use this coaxial machine gun, but other than this, very good suggestion once again. Anyway, the next suggestion over here is please remove the Game Pass thing on the floor. It is annoying for a person who's in a PvP to accidentally touch it and die. Yeah, it happens to me all the time, and I do hate it whenever I'm actually playing on my ult. Gotta say it's a good suggestion. Next suggestion over here is add a height difference for every single vehicle so they are harder to spot and obviously kill. I really like this idea of it. So what they're doing right here is kind of showcasing us on what every single vehicle could do. For example, the World War II should be able to stay at around 1.5k. The multi-role fighters would be able to stay at 2k. The B2 Spirit and M11 Nighthawk would be able to stay at 2.5. Yeah, I think that will be a really good selection, and the reason I would really like this for sure, because of the fact that every single vehicle would have a lot more uses, and I'm actually all for it. I really hope something like this is going to be added, and of course the resonance aircraft ceilings, I would love something like this to also be added. Gotta say, they need to actually definitely increase the height that we are able to go to, because 2.5k, it's not really a good height. Anyway, next suggestion over here is allow the B2 and Nighthawk to fly at a 3000 altitude so they can escape from other air vehicles. Yes, once again, a very much of a similar suggestion. I would love something to be able to, like this to be able to happen. You know what I actually love? Is this the B2 from real life? Because if this is a B2 from real life, it does look very similar to the one in game, if not almost the same. So I gotta also admit, they have got a spot on design over here. I don't know, it's just a small pointer I saw. Anyway, next step is make it so we can add decals to vehicles. Okay, this is actually pretty funny. I think this could work, but I think it would make War Tycoon too much of a meme, and it would not feel as realistic as we want it to feel. But really, I do kind of like this suggestion, and I hope something like this would be added into the game. Anyway, the next one over here is how about giving the F-14 Tomcat 4 fire and forget missiles too, because it does have a harder operation. Yes, I do believe a lot of older planes should definitely have buffs, because the more planes get added into the game, they become much more powerful than the other. That's at least what I noticed. They are trying to top them, so I really do hope to at least have some kind of rebalance update as well. Other than this, it's a really big thumbs up for me. I hope this gets added. Anyway, make the BTR-80 not absolutely trash anymore, so it needs a all-round buff. It's already received a buff in terms of health before. It's received a buff in terms of how fast it can shoot for its second gun. But other than this, I don't think I saw any more buffs that happened to it. So yes, once again, BTR-80, one of the weirdest and worst vehicles in the game. Anyway, the next suggestion over here is add the French Dassault Rafale, which has 6 missile, 2 bombs, or 2 laser guided bombs, 30mm cannon. Once again, a very much similar vehicle to the Su-57. People would want it to be better once again from how the War Tycoon would definitely make it. I think it's a decent suggestion, but it feels like we're repeating ourselves with the updates. Anyway, the next suggestion over here is of course the aircraft carrier. I'm not going to be reading out how this whole entire thing works, because again, it is just a pure idea, and the developers, if they do have a plan to make the aircraft carrier in the game, once again, they would do it in their own way, so I'm not going to be reading this out. Once again, is adding this, so adding a different kind of weapon, which is very weird. I don't know about the suggestion. Add the key to turn off the headlights. Yes, because sometimes the headlights do actually give away your position if you're trying to be sneaky and stealthy around your enemies. Definitely a thumbs up from me. Anyway, the one and last suggestion which I do have in this video is light armored vehicle suggestion, the Puma S1 IV with a 30mm cannon, spike LR anti-tank missiles, and an advanced system like APS to of course defend it, and of course the operation will be ground suppression, and the objective will be to eliminate 50 players using a tank. Definitely a big plus. I wish something like this to be added as of course kind of a tank in the game, even though it wouldn't technically be a tank. You know what I mean. They do like to add stuff like the M3 Bradley as a tank. They like to add a low set into tanks. It all makes sense because of balancing reasons. But I do think that they should add a different section to it anyway, and maybe even add parts for garage vehicles as well. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about today's suggestions. I personally really like them, and I hope they're going to be implemented into the game. But yeah, let me know what you think about this. Now, see you all in the next video. Have a great rest of the day, and if you'd like to see more of this content, then do let me know in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys next video. Have a great rest of the day, and once again, thank you so much for watching.